Alrighty, welcome into our breakdown of the 6 versus 11 seeds in March Madness round 1. As always, Wyatt, I'm going to send it to you first for any betting angles and trends that you may have historically between the 6 and the 11 seeds.
Yeah, 11 seeds win it quite a bit. You're going to see that more as we move forward here. Obviously, this is the closest matchup we've talked about, only five ranks different in seedings here. It does happen quite a bit. We do have a lot of interesting matchups here. Texas Tech did beat NC State last night. So I know on our screen here it says Texas or NC State. Texas won that game. Almost blew it, but they did win that game. Yeah, not a whole lot of stats here. I'm excited to talk about these games. Again, very popular upset picks here. I'll send it to you, but USF. I mean, every single person I've seen is taking USF. So be cautious when everyone's on it. Seems like that one never hits, and the one that no one's on hits. But yeah, not a whole lot of trends. Just the upset does happen quite a bit. It makes sense. Not a whole lot of discrepancy in seeding here. And you also get a couple power four, group of five, or power five schools, as he has 11 seeds like Texas, like potentially SMU. So it's not quite group of five versus power five. You get power five versus power five more often than not. And I haven't looked at the spreads much, but sometimes in years past, these 11 seeds have actually been favored over the 6 seeds. I know last year Colorado State was favored over Memphis, I believe, and won that game. So definitely look at the spreads; they are very telling. But yeah, interested to hear your thoughts on these 11 seeds.
Yeah, and Colorado State won that game big, I think by 20 points. So I'm sad we can't fade Memphis in another tournament this year. But yeah, I'll get right into Louisville, South Florida here for that first game. And yeah, South Florida, I mean, they're a 4.5 point dog is all. Um, I want to take that, but I'm pretty high on this Louisville team. I think Louisville's really good. Now they are without one of their best players. One of their guards will be not playing against South Florida. If they advance, won't be playing in that game either. So maybe that has a touch to do with the line movement. Mikel Brown, I believe, is the player who's out for Louisville. But yeah, the line is fishy here, but my gut tells me Louisville gets past. I would love a South Florida upset though, because if Michigan State wins, I do not want to have to face Louisville in the second round. So guts telling me just play it on Louisville here. That's the side that I just think is way better. As far as North Carolina VCU, again, another fishy line where VCU just 2.5 point underdog here. Again, the line kind of tells me to play VCU, but I think North Carolina, once Caleb Wilson went down for the year, people just kind of jumped off their bandwagon, and I feel like it's almost just too easy to take VCU here. So again, I'm going to go against the fishy line. As of right now, as of recording, I'm leaning on North Carolina in that game to get it done. Would probably just money line them if you could get like minus 150, minus 145. Probably look at North Carolina in that 6 versus 11. BYU, Texas. I think Texas has a nice little run in them here. I'm so glad they got past NC State because you never know what you're getting with that NC State team. But I trust Texas way more. BYU, again, without Saunders, that is pretty publicly known, but they really struggled down the stretch. Obviously, falling to a 6 seed in the tournament. I just think they're a sitting duck at this point, waiting to get picked off. And I think it happens here with Texas. So I like Texas plus the points, only 2.5, but obviously take the money line as well. I think Texas gets by BYU. And then the final game, we don't have the opponent yet as Miami, Ohio, and SMU play tonight. I do lean the SMU side in this game tonight. So I think it will end up being Tennessee versus SMU. And again, I kind of like the if SMU wins, I think I like SMU to get past Tennessee here. If Miami, Ohio wins, I don't know. I'm going to have to see. That game's gonna be troubles because I am high on Tennessee, but I just kind of like the 11 seeds that win the play-in tournament. I feel like they typically do pretty well there in that first round. So yeah, that one's tough for me. If I play it, I will tweet it out at eBainbridge26. But yeah, I lean SMU for sure, but probably my favorite 11 seed that I'm looking for the upset there is that Texas over BYU.
Yeah, one very important stat and trend that I forgot to mention here is those playing teams. We had two playing teams this year, or two playing games this year with the 11 seeds. Like I said, Texas already beat NC State. Tonight we have Miami, Ohio, and SMU. 12 of the last 14 years, a playing team has made it to the round of 32 minimum. we saw two teams go to the Final Four. That 2021 UCLA team who played, I believe, Michigan State in the play-in game, knocked off Michigan in the Elite Eight to make the Final Four. We saw 2011 VCU when that the first four was introduced, was a play-in team make it to the Final Four. We saw three other play-in teams go to the Sweet 16. LaSalle in 2013, Tennessee in 2014, and Syracuse in 2018. So these play-in teams, the trend is that they at least one makes it to the round of 32, 12 out of 14 times, 12 out of 14 years. So is it going to be Texas? Is it going to be the winner of SMU, Miami, Ohio? We will see. Time will tell on those games. Apologize for not having the SMU game out yet. We can't wait for that one. By the time that game's over, the brackets are, we're running against time here. But I agree. I like Texas against BYU. Dabonsa is now the number one overall pick, it looks like, in the draft. Phenomenal player, but they are a one-man army, like you mentioned, without Saunders. Texas, don't know a whole lot about them. I haven't watched a whole lot of games besides last night game where they did everything in their power to blow that ending against NC State, but got the win. They play in a very competitive Big 12, so does obviously BYU. But I think Texas is right there to win it against BYU. Like you said, I completely agree. They're a sitting duck. BYU is. They've fell apart at the end of the year. I can't really see a deep run from them. And then this Tennessee against Miami, Ohio, or SMU. I'm going to get back. I've been fading Miami, Ohio since they kind of got into the news here. I'm going to be back, or I'm going to do my first ever not fade. I'm going to tail Miami, Ohio. I think they pull off the upset tonight against SMU, and I think they're going to pull off the upset against Tennessee. I think I'm going to have to take both Miami, Ohio, and Texas to pull off the upset as a play-in game, hoping that at least one wins. If Miami, Ohio makes it against Tennessee, again, just a huge different change of pace. Tennessee, one of the slowest teams in the country. I think they're 346 in tempo. Miami's up there. I think they're 70 in offensive tempo there. So again, change in tempo, that's usually where the mismatches happen. And Miami, Ohio definitely has some fire burning in their engine with teams doubting them. They haven't played a quad one team. They haven't played a power five team. Their first matchup tonight, I'm not super sold on SMU. So very excited, and hopefully the Red Hawks can get a win and make a little run here. VCU in North Carolina and Louisville in South Florida. I mean, I honestly like both dogs here. I just don't know if I can take them. North Carolina, obviously kind of not the same team without Caleb Wilson. VCU, we've seen what they can do in years past. They just won the A-10. Scary team, deadly team. I just don't know if I can buy in on it. I like them. Like I said, just don't think I can give out that upset. Would not be surprised if North Carolina wins that game. And then Louisville, I'm interested to see how the ACC does. I think they're the weakest. Well, I think they're better than the Big East, but besides the Big East, I think the ACC is the weakest Power 5 conference here. And Louisville, if they're without Brown, that's a huge blow. I think he is a top 10 draft pick. So that could be detrimental. USF, again, is everyone's baby in these 11 seeds. So I like USF, but I'm just cautious to play it because of how popular it is. So I know that wasn't much help, but I do like both play-in teams. I'm going to bet both play-in teams to advance to the round of 32, just based off the stat and the trend. Again, 12 out of 14 years this has happened. And if I bet both, one should win. So I think that's a decent angle, and an angle I am looking at. I would agree with you. Texas is probably my favorite 11 seed to upset.
I leave for a week, and you're a completely changed man on Miami, Ohio. Don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Tournament time, maybe. I don't know. I just feel like they have a lot to prove. I don't know.
I'm bummed they didn't make it all the way to their championship game. That would have been major fade. But guys, that will wrap it for this episode of the tournament seed breakdowns. We'll be back with 7 and 10 for our next episode. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Welcome. You better win green, eh? You better win green, eh? You better win green, eh? Listen in and cash out. That's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top. Hey, shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome to our podcast. Better win green.